The Lakers are 2-7 in their last 9 games, and I'm not shocked. This is a Lakers team that has a lot of work to be done, but they have little to no resources to go out there and help out LeBron James at the yearly LeBron James needs help cycle. In the last 9 games, like I mentioned before, they're 2-7, but they have suffered some tough losses. They lost to the Denver Nuggets by 25 points. They lost to the Phoenix Suns by 27 points. They lost to the Minnesota Timberwolves by 29 points. They lost to the Miami Heat by 41 points. And they just lost to the Atlanta Hawks in overtime. That Miami Heat loss was one of the worst losses in recent memory if you are a Lakers fan, because Tyler Hero hit 7 straight threes in the third quarter. 7 straight threes. LeBron James has also slowed down. The last 2 games, he has played better. And this is what I want to start the video off with. LeBron James himself, the man that has had the Lakers in a tight chokehold since he's come over to the Lakers. Now, he did deliver on a championship many years ago. Him and Anthony Davis, they went into the bubble. They defeated the Miami Heat in very good fashion. LeBron James delivered a championship to the Los Angeles Lakers. But the expectation is more than just one championship. They have went out there and they have basically traded so much draft capital to bring in guys like Anthony Davis and to go back and try to bring in a guy like Russell Westbrook. That happened a couple of years ago. And that's where I believe the Lakers made a crucial mistake. Rob Pelinka is a terrible general manager. Don't get me wrong, but LeBron James, he wanted to play with Russell Westbrook. He wanted a man that went out there and averaged a triple-double. Empty calorie stats because he was doing that on terrible teams when he was a first option with the Oklahoma City Thunder. You see, when you look at Russell Westbrook, in theory, you would think that he will work out alongside Anthony Davis and LeBron James. No, the man can't shoot. And LeBron James, I don't know why LeBron hasn't learned this and why general managers and coaching haven't learned this throughout his entire career. He is at his best when he has 3-point shooters around him. And when those guys can go out there and they can defend on the wing and they can defend on the perimeter. When I look at the Lakers right now, they don't have defenders around LeBron James. They don't have guys that are consistent 3-point shooters besides a guy like Dalton Knecht. We go back a couple of years ago, the 2022 to 2023 season. You look at that roster, you had LeBron James, a better LeBron James because he was younger, Anthony Davis, Austin Reeves, D'Angelo Russell. You also had Dennis Schroeder, Rui Hachimura, Jared Vanderbilt, and Lonnie Walker. Not the best names, but they found a way to go to the Western Conference Finals with that roster. You look at the rotation today. You have Anthony Davis, an older LeBron James that is slowing down, Rui Hachimura, D'Angelo Russell, who was wildly inconsistent, Dalton Knecht, a very good rookie and a very good 3-point shot maker, Cam Reddish, very inconsistent, Max Christie, and also Gabe Vincent. They could just ship Gabe Vincent off. He is terrible. Some nights Gabe Vincent will give you 10 points. But I guarantee he shot 3 of 15 on that day to get you those 10 points. And some days he's getting good cardio. They're paying him to run around the court and basically do nothing. The only reason he got the massive contract that he got with the Lakers is because he had that good playoff stretch with the Miami Heat. When will teams learn? When you look at players with the Miami Heat, when they have a good playoff run, you don't go out there and you don't pay them. The Heat are not inclined to go out there and pay them a lot of money. So why would you do that? And Gabe Vincent was never going to be one of the best defenders in the NBA. When I look at this Lakers roster, you have LeBron, like I mentioned before, has slowed down. Besides those last 2 games against the Miami Heat and also against the Atlanta Hawks, you look at LeBron James. He was averaging 19 points a game, shooting 43% from the field, 21% from 3. 8 assists a game, but he averaged 5 turnovers a game and 8 rebounds. He's slowing down because in a couple of weeks, he will be 40 years old. He is not the same player that he once was, and he is not supposed to still be the best player on the team. This is a man that is ready to take a back seat right now. That's why they made the trade to bring in Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis at the start of the season looked like an MVP candidate. But the only reason he looked like an MVP candidate is because you were facing bad teams in the Eastern Conference. And you had to put up 115 and 120 points to defeat those teams. Look at what happened last night against the Atlanta Hawks. LeBron goes out there, has a great game, and yet they still lose. They don't have the right guys around LeBron James. But it's the same song and dance every single season in this man's career, dating back to the Cleveland Cavaliers. He never has enough help. And when I look at Rob Pelinka, he's terrible. I don't understand why he is still the general manager for the Lakers. That's why I brought up the Russell Westbrook trade. They had to do so much to bring Russell Westbrook in. They traded Kyle Kuzma. They traded KCP. Caldwell Pope, a very good 3-and-D player, to bring in Russell Westbrook. And then you had to trade him away in a 3-team trade. And it was not enough to get the Lakers to the championship. And with LeBron James slowing down, I am concerned about the Lakers moving forward. They just can't go out there and move on from D'Angelo Russell. He's not a good, consistent player. He's not 100% terrible, but he's not going to be a true championship point guard on your roster. And when I look at the Lakers right now, they don't have those athletes. Jared Vanderbilt has been out for quite some time. He's a very good athletic player. Rui Hachimura has shown signs that he could be a very good athletic force going to the rim, but it's not consistent enough. And Anthony Davis is an awesome player, one of the best defenders in the NBA. But this is the problem. The team around him, they're not defending, including LeBron James. He has always been a defensive liability in the last 4 to 5 years of his career, but especially now. He's one of the worst defenders in the NBA. And if you're a LeBron James fan, it's okay to admit that he's 40 years old. And I'm going to stop using his age as an excuse because he is still going out there on most nights and he is still dominating the paint and finding ways to shoot the three. So when I look at LeBron, even though you're older, you're still capable of going out there and at least trying to play defense. I remember a couple years ago when Kyle Kuzma pushed him to go play defense. LeBron James is lazy on the defensive end. He doesn't bring the same offensive power anymore. And when I look at the three-point shooting with the Lakers, it's not good. They're 27th in three-point attempts. They're 27th in 3 points made. And they're 27th in total three-point percentage and true three-point percentage, 34.5%. This is not a good situation for the Los Angeles Lakers. And their offensive rating is 13th in the NBA. Not terrible, but it is still not great with the pieces that you have. Darvin Ham was a terrible coach. Don't get me wrong. But you bring in a guy like J.J. Redick, and J.J. Redick, so far, you can make the case that he's been a very good coach. I remember for the first month of the season, so many people ready to crown him to be coach of the year. That's not going to be the case. You're starting to see all the weaknesses with this team carry over from last season. It was so easy to go out there and blame Darvin Ham, even though he was terrible. But the only reason why J.J. Redick got this job is because of his relationship with LeBron James. The man hosted a podcast with LeBron. And out of nowhere, he becomes a head coaching candidate. This man has never coached in the NBA before. He was an ESPN analyst, and he comes in, and now he's a head coach with one of the most historic franchises in NBA history. It's crazy to really think about. And I will say this, Jeannie Buss is here to blame also because she's allowed Rob Pelinka to go out there and make these dumb trades. She's allowed LeBron James to come in and bully his way in and to force him to draft his son in the second round. When you could have gotten a better player. Bronny James could have went undrafted. I don't care about people coming on here and saying, hey, someone would have picked him up. So what? But LeBron wanted to play with his son. The kid is now in the G League and he sucks. He can't even get it done in the G League. And so many people in the national media, they're scared to go out there and critique Bronny James. He should have never been in the NBA to begin with, but that's the type of power that LeBron James has. He has failed the Los Angeles Lakers in the last few years. Yes, he delivered a championship, but look at how that roster was constructed with a bunch of 3-and-D guys, and you also had another big body around Anthony Davis. You had Dwight Howard that could pack a punch on Jokic. Anthony Davis himself, he cannot do that. That's why he doesn't want to play center. He prefers to play power forward. They have not addressed these needs, and they're going out there with the same team from last season. You could switch the coaching. You could switch the uniforms. It doesn't matter. You're going to run into the same problems that you had last year. It's insanity up to this point. Dalton Knecht will be a great player moving forward. He's going to be an amazing shooter, and he already is a great shooter in his rookie season. He's going to get better, but it's going to take more than him to go out there and hit his three-point shots. And it sounds like I hate D'Angelo Russell. I really don't. Just in this situation right here, I know what D'Angelo Russell is. He wasn't able to go out there and make good with the Golden State Warriors. It's the reason why the Lakers moved off of him many years ago when they drafted him in the first round. He's wildly inconsistent. One night he will get you 20. The next night he will only give you 8 points. And he will shoot possibly 30% from the field. And he's never been an okay defender even at his worst. Even at his best, He's not going to be a good defender. You need to go out there and bring in some more athletes and get some more shooting around LeBron James, but that's easier said than done. And it's the same repeating cycle every single season with LeBron James, even with the Cleveland Cavaliers. It seems like the team is never enough around him. And now he's slowing down. And I understand the last 2 games he played better, but against the Heat, that's a 41-point blowout loss. I'm not going to give him much credit for going out there and having a good game against a 500 Heat team. You got out-coached in that matchup by Coach Spoelstra, and you got outplayed. JJ Redick has come on here and he said, hey, you know what? I have to coach better, but the players have to play better. No, it's not just on the players and it's not just on the coach. Let's call it for what it is. It's on Rob Pelinka and Jeannie Buss to come in and fix this. But unfortunately, they can't. They don't want to go out there and use their future picks to bring in some more players. Because if they do and it fails, you're handicapped right now because of all the picks you gave up to go get Anthony Davis and all the assets that you gave up to go bring in guys like Russell Westbrook. Trade after trade has not worked. They should have stuck to the game plan that they had in the bubble. A bunch of 3-and-D guys and guys that could take the pressure off of LeBron James and they could pressure the rim with him. But instead, you have a bunch of guys that's around LeBron James. They're not athletes. LeBron James is still the best athlete on this team, and that's sad. You can say Anthony Davis is a second, then Jared Vanderbilt, and then possibly Rui Hachimura. After that, you're in deep trouble. But let me know in the comment section below, how do you guys feel about the Los Angeles Lakers and can they turn things around? And I wonder what they're going to do at the trade deadline this time because it seems like every single year, no matter who the team is, they make a trade with LeBron James. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. If you like the video, hit the like button. Most importantly, want each and every last one of you guys stay safe, stay positive. Thanks for the video, guys. God bless. Peace.